Assalamu alaikum students, hope you are enjoying your summer days. I am your science teacher of class 5. Open your books. Page number 2. In last class we were studying about classification of living things, that they are divided into 5 main kingdoms. Kingdom of bacteria, algae, fungi, animals and plants. The two main kingdoms are animals and plants. There are more than 1 million different kinds of animals and more than 350,000 kinds of plants. Today we are going to discuss this sketch or table, living organisms. Now living organisms are divided into made up of single cells, made up of many cells. Means single cell, they are unicellular because unicellular consists of single cell. Made up of many cells, multicellular, they consist of more than one cell. Now this single cell is divided into two parts. Cells have no obvious nucleus. Obvious means no clear nucleus. Those cells which do not have clear nucleus. Cells have an obvious nucleus. Those cells which have a clear nucleus. Made up of many cells. They are divided into two parts. Cells have no cell wall. Those cells which do not have cell wall, for example, animal cells. Cells have an obvious cell wall. Those cells which have a clear cell wall. Now this obvious cell wall is divided into two parts. Cells contain chlorophyll in chloroplast. So organism feeds by photosynthesis. What do you mean by chlorophyll? Chlorophyll is actually green substance that can give green color to the plants. So organism feeds by photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is the process in which plants prepare their own food through sunlight, air and water. Cells do not contain chlorophyll, so organism feeds by absorption. In this, which contain chlorophyll includes plants because they are green color. Those which do not contain chlorophyll, they are known as fungi because fungi do not have green color. Let's come to, I wonder, why do biologists classify living things? It's a question. Why biologists classify living things? So the answer is that because it helps to understand how all the different things in the world fit into a pattern. Amazing fact, biologists who classify living things are called taxonomists. Now biologists who classify living things are called taxonomists. They look and study living things and determine how they are similar or different from each other. Now these taxonomists study living things and they determine that how they are similar and different from each other. Come to the next page, page number 3. The animal kingdom. Animals can be classified into two main groups. Now animals are classified into how many groups? Two main groups. Underline this, two. First one is vertebrates. Second is invertebrates. Keep it in mind, vertebrates are those animals which have backbone. Invertebrates are those animals which do not have a backbone. Vertebrates are animals with backbones and invertebrates are animals without backbone. Invertebrates form the larger group as there are over 1 million different types of invertebrates in the world. In the world, there are more than 1 million different types of invertebrates. There is a larger groups. Insects and worms are the more easily recognizable members of the invertebrate groups. Now, insects and worms comes into a invertebrate groups. Vertebrates, on the other hand, are more easily recognized as they include animals we all know in our daily lives. Vertebrates are those animals which have backbone. The vertebrates group contain fishes, amphibians, reptiles, birds and mammals. These animals comes into a vertebrates. Come to the table. Animals, vertebrates, invertebrates. Look at this. Fish. Fish is a vertebrate. Reptile, in which there is a tortoise, so it's come in vertebrate. Amphibian. Frog. Frog is a amphibian. Amphibian are those animals which live on land as well as in water. Birds. Mammals. Invertebrates. Starfish, worm, crab, insect, octopus. These come into invertebrates. It's enough for today. Thank you, students. Have a nice day.